Hello my peeps, what's up? Welcome to today's video. My name is McKenzi and today we are going to be setting up my bullet journal for 2021. I know that there's been a lot of videos out there currently for the exact same thing, and I may or may not be trying to get onto that bandwagon. But yeah, we are going to be setting up my 2021 bullet journal, and I really hope that you enjoy this video because it really would mean a lot to me if you actually did enjoy it. So without any further ado, let's head on into the video. Let's start the video off by showing you what type of journal I got for this year. I ended up going for this Gemini Astrology Archer and Olive notebook because naturally I am a Gemini, and I thought the minimal art on the front was my vibe. I start out this journal by writing in my name, kind of decorating around it with random stars and dots before moving on to the first spread, which is the page where I feature the year with a quote. For the majority of the spread, I chose to copy the Times New Roman font so then the numbers and the various headers would look a little more cohesive. As you can see, on both pages I wrote out 2021 in huge bold letters, then I wrote in my quote. So many other people had fantastic quotes from what I could tell, but I went with this quote from High School Musical, the start of something new, obviously because we are starting a new year and I thought this would be fitting, to say the least. Now we are setting up my future logs. At the top of each column I drew in the first letter of each month. My original plan for this was to put the name of the month on top in black ink, but I did not have my light gray pen, and the pen I ended up going with was too dark to write in the month and have it actually be seen. I thought this was a nice spread regardless though, so I am happy with the outcome. Moving on to my dotted grid spacing sheet. For those who have heard of Amanda Rach Lee, you should be very familiar with the spread, but basically this is a spread to help you when you are going to make a new spread. It helps you with spacing so that everything looks cohesive. This is my version based off of the type of spacing I normally do. I typically space my pages out in halves, thirds, fourths, fifths, and I especially love spacing out my thirds and fourths with a border around the whole page. So I indicated some spacing for that as well. On the page next to it, I put down my YouTube milestone tracker. I saw someone else do this where they decided to track when they hit a milestone, and I thought it would be helpful to help me stay motivated, even when my depressive spells hit. Since on both my channels I do not have a huge following, you will notice none of the numbers are above 1,000. If I surpass these initial goals, then I am planning on making a new spread to accommodate. This could be a fun way to track how much weight you're losing if that's one of your goals, or it can be used in a majority of ways. I can't think of a lot off the top of my head right now, but how would you use a spread if you were to use it? I would really like to know, comment down below. Moving on to a spread I made for myself, again. If you have been watching Elizabeth from Plant-Based Bride, you would know that every year she makes something called a Kanban board. It's a sheet where she basically keeps track of projects by splitting up the page into different steps and uses a sticky note to get herself from point A to point B with these projects. Since I will be having 2 different channels, I thought a similar spread would be helpful, especially since the content from both channels are completely different. On one side is my music making process, and on the other side is the process I use to make bullet journal spreads and videos. If you are still in school or are a CEO of a company, or you have a great idea in mind to change every room inside of your home, whatever the case may be, big or small, whatever the project is, you can use this spread to help you split up the typical tasks inside of that project for whatever you choose to do. The next spread is my 2021 word spread. Some people like to start the new year with a dedicated word to jumpstart the new year, but I typically think of a lot of words I could use to describe how I want the year to go. So in a later planning video, I will show you in depth how to use this spread. Kind of in the same layout from the previous spread, this is my 2021 goal spread. Everyone has their goals and they will write them down, and if you're like me, you will just put them down and then forget about it. I wanted this spread to be more than just somewhere to place down my random goals. I wanted my mind to know why I chose these goals, and in a later video, I will show you how I am planning on recording all of my goals. Now the spread should have been done a little earlier in the walkthrough, but my brain did not think about it until I sat down to record. I set up a reflection page with simple questions I will be asking myself about 2020. In that future planning video, we can go over this together if you would like. In that future planning video, I will also be setting up my mood board for the year as well. So hopefully you will want to stay tuned and set up your vision boards with me. The last spread for now is my happy memory spread. In a video of Raksha's from Reflect with Raksha, she sets up this spread every year. Her channel is filled with positivity and mindful thinking, which is why I like her so much. Instead of going with her 4-page spread though, I chose to make it a 2-page spread so that as time goes on, I can just make up the space as I go along. For future planning videos, I am planning to take a page out of her book and fill up the spread as time goes on. And that is the end of my 2021 bullet journal setup. I am so happy with how it ended up turning out. The monochromatic look feels nice and fresh, like I can use the rest of the year to be creative and colorful. Hopefully you'll subscribe to the channel so you can see my bullet journal at the end of the year. Thank you for watching this video. It really does mean a lot to me. I hope that you watched until the end. If not, then this is going to be kind of short-winded and it's going to be a little bit like, weird. Anyway, if you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up, and if you want to stay tuned for more awesomeness, then please subscribe and press the bell notification. It really does mean a lot to me. It really will make my icy heart really warm. So anyway, I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye, my peeps!